glad to hear that you're going into music education. So first of all, we have a great music education mentoring program that specifically puts together retired music teachers with new music teachers. Sometimes a music teacher will go out to a rural area and they'll be the only music teacher in the entire district, and they have to teach band, choir, and orchestra, and everything else. So that mentoring program is funded through my education budget, and I'm really proud of it, and I think it's doing great things. But I actually spoke to a group of students at the University of Northern Iowa, Iowa State, and the University of Iowa, and these were all students that are going into education in Iowa specifically to teach STEM. And I spoke to, I think there were 160 students yesterday, and I told them that they are appreciated, they are important, the work that they're doing is important, and we want them to stay in the state of Iowa. STEM is one part of our education system, but it spans the spectrum. And in the education budget that I shared this year, to address the teacher shortage and to help with student loans, we have a student loan repayment program that we are expanding for teachers specifically. So it was just limited to high demand areas. Well, we know that there is demand all across the spectrum of education right now. So we took off that limitation, and then we also increased the number of students that would be, what am I trying to say, that would be able to take advantage of that student loan repayment program. So I know that there's rhetoric from certain legislators. That does not come from all of us. My two boys are in the back of the room. In fact, I got to go back to Solo Fest here pretty soon. But my children, all four of my children go to public schools, have gone to public schools, and they've had a wonderful experience. And I've never had a problem communicating with my teachers whenever there is a concern. I know that there has been concerns in some districts across the state. There are board policies on how parents can address concerns. So the bill that we have in the Senate right now simply codifies existing policies and allows parents to be able to follow up or help school districts and parents communicate better. But parents are more engaged, they're paying attention. I think that there's been a time where parents have been complacent in their children's education, and I'm glad to see that they're back involved. But the onus is on the parents as well to stay engaged with what their kids are learning in school and to communicate and with the teachers. And I think I ran out of time a long time ago, so thank you for your patience.
Okay, you wondered about my bill, why, what? I was building upon the re-engagement of parents. And you might think it's out of line, but I'm going to direct you to the March 23rd North Scott Press, right here on page 10A. North Scott Schools, it's about North Scott Schools and a camera issue. And I'll just read out of the paper, and then the superintendent's standing there, and if I'm misquoting you, then I apologize. But study said the district is interested in systems that allow teachers to be heard within the classroom, record or live stream classes for at-home students, and offer security options not available now. That's basically what my bill is doing, allow live streaming not to the public for at-home for parents to be engaged. In essence, the way I read this, we have a school that's already doing it, and I thought an interesting part of the article was they were visiting Marshalltown to check on the system that they already had. So I would use that to go and back up what I felt what I was expanding upon.
I kind of want to answer that question, specifically, because you asked, once those detrimental speeches are out there, when you're talking about sinister teachers and you say pornography and you say this and you say that, what you have done, you have put that verbiage out there for people to discuss, to deliberate on, to ponder and say, is this really happening in schools? Now, parents have been engaged. I would disagree with Senator Canoyer. Working in the school system, parents have been engaged. I used to watch as they would come and ask particular questions and why things were happening. But this year, we have had this negative speech And this negative speech will last long after a lot of us are gone. So to all my colleagues in the room, we all need to stand up and say, stop it. We need to stop the negative speech, and we need to tell the people that are inciting this that this is wrong. That's how we get at this. And if we are not doing that, then shame on all of us.
I think the other.
Thank you. Can I answer this?
I have a question too.
That's
Okay,
fine.
so 30 seconds, and then we'll go to someone who has their question.
Thank you for your question, sir. In my observation last couple of years in the legislature, those who can teach, those who cannot pass laws about teaching.
Okay, now we'll go on to the next question.